Hi, and welcome to our stories and our healing. I'm Regina Spicer, training officer with the ADAMHS Board, and I'm also a licensed social worker and chemical dependency counselor. So I have with me today April Vince from the Cuyahoga County Board of Health and Willie Boyd. And we're going to be talking about mental health, which is an important topic today and every day, but especially because May is Mental Health Month. So we know that 1 in 4 people struggle or have been diagnosed with a mental illness. And mental illness has no respecter of person. It could happen to anyone at any time. So mental illness, we know, disrupts the family. And it's important for us as family members, friends, loved ones, providers, to be able to notice the signs in someone that may be struggling with mental illness, like behavior changes, changes in their thought, changes in their mood. And so please know that if you are struggling with mental illness, help is available by calling Mobile Crisis at 216-623-6888. And with that, I'd like to open things up for Willie and April to introduce themselves and share one thing they do to take care of their mental health. Either one of you can start.
You can go ahead, Willie.
Okay, I usually say ladies first, but I'll go ahead. Hi, my name is Willie Boyd. One thing I do to take care of my mental health or to help with my mental health, I actually meditate. I have different meditations saved on YouTube. I do meditations from counting to breathing exercises to visualization exercises, meditations. And I also sometimes I just play like which is still considered as a meditation. I will play like waterfalls in the background on my TV, or I'll play nature sounds, nature through the walk. And sometimes those keep me calm and they help with my mental health.
Absolutely. Thank you, Willie. April?
Hi, I'm April Vince. I work for the Cuyahoga County Board of Health, but I'm not here representing that agency today. I'm representing myself as a human being that struggles with mental health issues. I struggle with anxiety, and I think I have my whole life. It just was undiagnosed and came to a head last year pretty clearly when I had to be treated for it. And so I treat my mental health, and I want to say, when people say mental illness, it's viewed as negative. And I read one time, if we replace the I with we, it's mental wellness. So that's how I like to look at it. I see a therapist regularly. That helps me a tremendous amount, just because it's very cathartic for me to talk about things I need to talk about. I probably should exercise more to take care of my mental health, because I hear that that's really great and it gets your endorphins going, but I haven't gotten there yet. I pray personally, which is for some a form of meditation, but prayer and my faith is very important to me and has helped me a tremendous amount. And just looking for close social support networks, whether it be your family or friends or people who are going to be your ride or dies and stick with you through thick and thin and understand you and see you at your worst and still accept you and help you through that. So
absolutely. Thank you, first of all, for the transparency, because mental well-being is very important to all of us, especially optimal mental health is however we can obtain that. And it's important for us to take care of mind, body, and soul, so whenever, I'm stressed as well, I do a lot of prayer, I also do what you do, Willie, is I listen to self-care tapes, and I do mindfulness, things that will help me to be centered. And I also try to look at the perspective of things like, why am I feeling this way? What's going on with me at this moment that's causing these strong emotions, right? And so, and then April, you mentioned about the stigma around mental illness, and I really like the mental wellness, that you said, because stigma with mental illness, with suicide, with addictions are diseases where they blame the person, and we have to understand that it's an illness that needs to be dealt with, and in most cases is being dealt with. And especially because we, in this COVID season, this pandemic that we've been in, the more COVID we have, the more addictions we have, the more suicide we have, the more mental illness we have. So it's very important for us to acknowledge and deal with it. And there's that saying that says it's okay not to be okay, but it's just not okay not to ask for help. Right. So, speaking out about it is a step to wellness, letting people know where you are. Okay. Any other comments about that?
I have one comment. Also, I know like people are very hesitant to take medication. Me, myself, I always have been. I don't respond, like they always try to treat me for depression and would try to get me to take these SSRIs. And I'm one of those people that have like the opposite effect to SSRIs. So I can't take SSIs, which are antidepressants for those that don't know what SSRIs are. So they started treating me for my anxiety and have finally found something that works for me pretty okay. When I meet with my therapist, they're like, so what's your anxiety today? I'm like, what do you mean? Like, what's my baseline? But again, like positive self-talk, because I think a lot of us do a lot of negative self-talk. And if we think like, would you say those things to someone else? Probably not, but we say those things to ourselves all day, every day. And if you keep saying them internally, it becomes your truth. And so I've been really trying to focus on more positive self-talk. And at the end of the day, when I'm trying to fall asleep, instead of, because I ruminate over and over things in my mind, what could have I done different, said different, interacted with people differently? Did I do something wrong? I try to like literally close the door on that and just say, what's one positive thing that happened today? Even if it was something like really little, just focus, on the positives.
Absolutely. And April, for people who might not know what an SSRI is, what exactly is that?
So it's a serotonin reuptake inhibitor. And so for people who struggle with depression, their brains and their brain chemistry don't make enough serotonin for them to feel, I guess, happy is the term, or okay, and not let themselves fall into like a deep depression. Anxiety operates kind of differently, but that's the kind of the gist of it. So, like I always say, we treat everything else in our lives, like as far as like diabetes or heart condition or anything else that you would feel needs to be treated, you treat it because it
Right.
needs to be taken care of. And I feel like our minds are the same way. It's just viewed differently in our culture.
Thank you so much.
Can I say something? Can I say something?
Yes, please.
Yeah, I like the fact that April brought up the antidepressant or the medication period, because I recently maybe only really been consistent on meds for maybe 4 years now. And I was actually diagnosed over 20 years ago. And, somewhat in our community, African American community, I was told to go to church. I was told to do all these other things. And medication wasn't something that was pushed in my family to take medication, even though my mother was raised schizoaffective of not among 9 sisters and brothers. They still did not promote me to take meds. So I listened to a lot of my family, a lot of my friends, and things didn't really get to better for me until I started being more consistent on meds. And now I actually work at Future Directions, which is a mental health drop-in center. I actually work here now. So yeah, I think medication is a really big part that enough people won't give a chance.
Yeah, yeah. I think medication, counseling, they kind of go hand in hand, and I have to say that, for people, because stigma is so relevant, that treatment works, people do recover, and if they get the help that they need and the support that they need, they can lead productive lives, even in the midst of. So the next thing I just want to touch on, and I appreciate you guys talking so candidly like you're doing, is how someone can reach out for help. So from your experience, can you share, you kind of did a little bit when you talked about counseling and medication, but just to reiterate that, how can someone reach out for help if they're struggling with mental illness, a mental health issue?
Okay, from my experience, you can reach out to community centers. You can have an intake at community centers. You can reach out to some of the major hospitals, especially here in Cleveland. We have Cleveland Clinic, University, and Metro also. And you also can, you can come to places like my job, Mental Future Directions. You can go to Magnolia Clubhouse. There's these places that actually have like rehab type centers or whatnot. And you can get connected through those ways.
Awesome.
I would just echo what Willie said. It's a little scary just taking that step out there to say, hey, I need help. I had to do it. It wasn't like my most fun moment, but I am where I am today because I fortunately had people around me that helped me be brave. So yeah, I echo definitely what Willie said. And also just not being afraid to ask for help when something's going on.
What's going on? Absolutely. Yeah. So before we close, can you guys share one thing that you want the viewers to walk away with about mental health?
Oh, sorry. Okay. To be gentle with yourself and kind to yourself, and you're allowed to forgive yourself. And again, don't be afraid to reach out for help, and no, it's not a weakness. Yes. Reaching out is actually a strength, and it's being brave.
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. Me personally, being an advocate for a good number of years through NAMI, Clubhouse, now Future Directions, it's okay to be mentally ill. And actually, that was what I had said before for ADAMHS Board, that it's okay. It's all right to be mentally ill. And I like to know that, I like to say that one day I truly believe that the gap between mental health care and health care is going to be the same as health care. We're not going to have to walk in and say mental health care. We're just going to say healthcare, and mental health is going to be involved in that circle.
So, I like that. I like that. So I want to thank you both for joining us today. And I want to reiterate, if you know someone or yourself, you're struggling with mental health, help is available by calling 216-623-6888 mobile crisis. And also join us again for our next episode on May 27th, where we will be discussing parenthood as it relates to the ACEs, adverse childhood experiences. Okay, see you again. See you then. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm.